Yeah. So from our last class discussion, we understood that electrical science can be subdivided into three areas of specialization as power, electronics, and control. Okay, the power electronics is the combination of these three. That is combination of power, electronics, and control. By definition, we can say that power electronics deals with the use of electronics for the control and conversion of large amount of electric power. A simple example is cell phone charger. Okay, the cell phone charger is a power electronic system where it converts the power to the requirement of cell phone. Available power is fixed AC that is converted to the requirement of connected application. Hence, the cell phone charger is a power electronic system. Take ceiling fan regulator. It is another power electronic system. Okay, if you connect the ceiling fan directly to the supply, we'll get at a fixed speed rotation. By connecting through a regulator, you can get a variable speed. Okay, mean that this regulator converts the available supply to the requirement of connected ceiling fan. So like that, simply speaking, power is nothing but use of electronics for the control or conversion of given electric power. Okay, so this I can say that this power electronics is a interdisciplinary and vast field. It's interdisciplinary field. It is not we can't say it is a electrical or electronics or something. It is interdisciplinary field which finds its application widely almost in all the places. Yeah, if in fact if you know the history of power electronics development, you will be quite wondering. Can you guess when the power electronics system has started? Can anyone guess when the power electronics system has been started? I don't want exact year. Can you say approximately maybe 100 years back or 200 years back? Actually, this electrical engineering is started 2 to 3 centuries back, not now. This electrical engineering started, electrical machines are invented long back, but electrical engineering is started 2 to 3 centuries back. But the power electronic field is started, which is one of the fields in the electrical engineering, started only 4 to 5 decades back. That is till the year 1956, there is no power electronic system. In the year 1956, the engineers from the Bell Laboratory published a paper, PN Semiconductor Switching Devices. That is the title of paper. This paper triggered the researchers to develop the power electronic devices. As a result, what happened is in the year 1957, the General Electric Company developed the first power semiconductor switching device called as SCR, Silicon Control Rectifier, which is invented at 1957 only. Okay, so later on, many devices has been developed which is having a characteristic similar to the SCR, and in fact, the research on the power electronics is not completed still today. It's still going on. Even latest day also, they have invented a new device. Like we are having a MOSFET. The silicon carbide MOSFET has been the emerging device at present, which is invented recently, not long back. Like that, the development in the field of power electronics is not saturated. The invention on the power semiconductor devices, improvement in the inverter topology, all going on, which results in a sophisticated, reliable, and compact applications we can get. Like corona, still last year we don't know what is corona. Now the researchers are involved in finding vaccination. So till 1956, nobody know what is power electronic. After 1956, there's a drastic, rapid development in the field of power electronics. And I want to say that here, Dr. Rashid is the father of power electronic system because he has initiated and invented a lot of devices. He has done a lot of development on the topologies. As a result, he is a godfather or he is the father of this power electronic system. We are doing well on this power electronic system. Okay. So this is a box, this is a block diagram which indicates what is power electronic system. You can see that this block diagram says that electrical energy in one form can be converted into electrical energy in another form by using a power electronic system. So you can understand that. You can remember the ceiling fan regulator. So the input to the ceiling fan regulator is fixed AC. Okay, so the ceiling fan regulator is the box shown as power electronic system. The output of the ceiling fan regulator is variable AC, no change in frequency. So it controls the voltage. Okay, like that, if you take rectifier, that converts AC to DC. So if you take power electronic system, either it can control or convert, mean that energy from one form to converted into another form. Okay, next we'll see what is the applications of power electronic system. So it's we understood that the power electronics finds its application very wide in almost in all the fields. In all the fields, we can find the application of power electronics. We see these specific applications. So first major application is we are seeing day-to-day life. That is uninterruptible power supply, UPS. In home we call it as inverter. No, in home we will call it as inverter. As soon as supply is cut off, we will get the interrupt-free power supply by using a inverter in home. But if you take computer lab, there we will call it as UPS. If you go to hospitals or computer labs or sensitive equipments, we will call it as UPS. Through the UPS, we can get a uninterruptible power supply. Even EB supply is cut off, the energy to the connected apparatus will not be interrupted, which is essential for some application. If for the computer laboratory, it is essential. For the sensitive medical equipments, it is essential. Like that, for home, it may be need. We can't say essential, it is need. So like that, UPS is one of the well-known example used in day-to-day life for the power line system. The second one is if you have a power control in resistance welding, induction heating, etc. If you go to industries, we'll have a typical welding called as resistance welding, and we'll have a typical heating called as induction heating, like furnace heating. Furnace heating is a mechanical system. Induction heating is a electrical system. If you go to industries, we'll have induction heating, which is electrical system. There we will use a power control. And similarly, the power electronic controls are used for the HVDC and HVAC transmissions. Okay, and scenario of present power system. So meanwhile, can anyone unmute and say, is it audible or it is how it is? Anyone, please unmute. Audible now, no problem. If it is visible now, clearly visible. Good, good, good. Only sharing, I think it is a problem. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so third major application is HVDC and HVAC transmission. Okay, why you have to go for HVDC transmission? Can anyone please say? Be interactive, and now we can be comfortably answer because you are in home. In college, you may feel little bit hesitation to answer. I think now you are mentally free. You can answer casually. Can you say why we have to go for HVDC transmission? What is advantage of having a HVDC transmission? Yeah, you know that the generation is always AC. We cannot generate DC power due to what is the reason? Because of mechanical commutator. Because of mechanical commutator, we cannot generate DC power at high level. Okay, so that we are not having DC generators at high level. Okay, so we cannot generate DC at high power level or at high voltage level because of mechanical commutator. Okay, so generation will be always AC. Like that, utilization also always AC. Connected apparatus all will work on AC. Okay, very rarely few apparatus will work on DC. If you take our food mixer, it will work on DC. You know or not, I don't know. Food mixer will work on DC because the motor used is universal motor, which will work both on AC and DC. Other things will not work. Our ceiling fan, our grinder, our fridge, nothing will work in DC. Okay, our lamp, even lamp will not glow in DC. Okay, so like that, utilization is DC. Meanwhile, the transmission is AC in our country. In the developing countries or in the underdeveloped countries, transmission will be mostly AC. You call it as HVAC transmission. But in the some of the developed countries, the transmission can be DC. So what could be done? Generated AC power is first converted into DC, then it is transmitted. Once again at the receiving end, this DC is converted into AC. So we can understand that for HVDC transmission, we need rectifier at the sending end. We need inverter at the receiving end. The rectifier and inverters are nothing but power electronic system. So in the HVDC transmission system, the power electronic system is must. In developed countries, it is installed because losses are very less. In HVDC transmission, the efficiency will be very high. The losses will be very less. That's a readed because day by day demand is getting increased. Demand is getting day by day increased, but the generation cannot be increased proportionally. So what is the solution? So solution is we can reduce losses. Or not, I don't know. Almost 40% of power is wasted as losses. If you take our entire power system, in the entire power system, almost 40% of power is wasted. If you generate 100 megawatt at the user end, only 60 megawatt is used. Remaining 40 megawatt is wasted. Partially at the transmission system, partially at distribution system, partially at utilization side. Okay. So if you are able to save this loss, that is equivalent to incremental in generation, or that is equivalent to incremental increase in power generation. Mean that by increase efficiency, we can have the incremental in power generation. You can understand the difference between incremental and increase in generation. Increase in generation means we have to install more generators. Incremental in generation means virtual. We will not increase the generating capacity, rather we will get a better efficiency, that is we'll get a better output. Okay, like that, what is the need of HV power electronic system in HVAC transmission? So you understood the need of power electronic system in HVDC transmission. What is the need in HVAC? In AC transmission system, what is the need of power electronic system? Actually, in our country, we are having an uncontrolled transmission system. You are aware, I think so. For example, power is generated at Kalpakam. It will be transferred to our college without any modulation, without any control. Okay, that is called uncontrolled transmission system. But if you take developed countries like US, there they will be having controlled transmission system, controlled AC transmission system. We call it as a flexible AC transmission system, FACTS, flexible AC transmission system. The advantage of this FACTS is we can get a better efficiency. We can have better control and better efficiency. But here we cannot do it because of lack of technical expertise and because of investment problem, because of lack of required infrastructure facilities, we cannot do in our country, or we can't do in developing countries. But it is possible in the developed countries, so that the efficiency of the power system will be better in the case in the developed countries, whereas it will be poor in the case of poor countries, that is developing and underdeveloped countries. Okay, so in both the places, this flexible AC transmission system mainly based on the power electronics technologies. Okay, the concept is power system, but technology is power electronics. So without power electronics technology, we cannot have a flexible AC transmission system. So this power electronic components are used both in HVDC and HVAC transmission system. Okay, hope you understood the need of the power electronic components in the transmission system. So in power sector, it plays a power electronic components plays a major role. Not only application side, in power sector also, the power electronic components plays a major role. Like that, if you go to industries, the speed control is a major task. Speed control of motors is a major task. Okay, we'll have a maximum of drives in all the industries. Whatever may be process industry or chemical industry, whatever may be, there will have a motors and speed control arrangement. The speed control arrangement will be a power electronic system. In the lab, you are doing conventional methods, but you go to industries, you cannot have a conventional methods. There will have a solid state control. We call it as a power electronic control. Like that, it is used for solid state power compensators, transformer tap changes, etc. Transformer tap, need of transformer tap change. Am I correct? I told static solid state power compensator is nothing but it is a compensator system used in the flexible AC transmission system. Like that, there is a need of to change tapping of transformers, you know or not. And if you go to substation, they will have a tap changing arrangement transformer. They will change, depends on the condition. Morning time the voltage drop will be more, so they will adjust the tapping transformer tapping accordingly. In night time the voltage drop will be less, so according to the voltage drop they will adjust the tap. So this adjustment can be done automatically or manually. In the case of automatic tap changing adjustment, we will have a Poltronic system. Like that, the Poltronic systems are used for electrostatic precipitators, X-ray generators, etc. So these are all the few applications of Poltronic system. And in fact, I will try to play the video. It will be quite interesting. If you're not able to see it properly, you just call me so that I will stop, so that we can go to next slide. I will try. Okay. I will play it. If you say you just have to see it, if it is good to you, if it's able to view it properly, you continue. Otherwise, you inform me through phone so that I will change. ஆகலையா? போறதா சார்? ஆகலையா? மத்த ஆடியோ கேக்குதுல?
Five, four, three, two, one, zero.
ஆடியோ வரல. ஆடியோ கேக்குதா சார்?
Every day, we use different devices, transporting us from one place to another, generating energy from different resources, and for making our lives more comfortable, we use a multitude of convenience appliances. But have you ever asked yourself how they really work and what they all have in common? Let's see. An elevator has an electric motor which creates a rotational movement. Using sheaves, some ropes, and a counterweight, a linear movement is created. And this is how the elevator goes up and down. In a modern ship, the propeller is also moved by an electric motor which generates a linear movement of different speeds, producing different degrees of effort or force. In the same way, the linear advance of the electric vehicle is created by the rotational movement of the wheels. In general, there are two tractive wheels and two non-tractive wheels. The tractive wheels are moved by an electric motor thanks to a special mechanical transmission. Trains, metros and locomotives are based on the same moving principle as electric vehicles. In one or more train cars, there is a traction bogie. But how can the motor ensure the desired speed in these four devices? How is it possible to attain a controlled longitudinal movement without being affected by unpredictable factors, such as different roads, different sea conditions, different...
These days, we are using lots of electronic devices in our daily lives. I use devices like phone and tablet, and I have to charge the battery every day. I think that battery charging is one aspect of power electronics.
I think power electronics is related to adaptive circuit that change raw power into power that we use for devices like laptops. And circuitry in the power adapter makes sure that power is delivered safely to the device, that it doesn't break or overheat.
So what is power electronics? As we've heard from student interviews, there are lots of examples in our daily lives. Generally, we think of two things. We need to have a source and we have to have a load. The source is something that generates power. So for example, it could be a battery or your wall power. The load is something that consumes power. So it could be a computer, a TV, other types of devices that you use in your daily life. The power electronics is the technology in between. It's the circuitry that takes power from the source and delivers it to the load. For a very broad definition, we can say that power electronics is the application of electronics and circuitry to control the conversion of electric power from one form to another. In the next part, we'll look at a few examples of power electronics. There's many examples of power electronics in our daily lives. Let's look at a few examples. First, we'll start with a notebook charger. So here, in this case, we have a source. The source would be the AC power grid. The load would be your laptop. You connect through here. Specifically, we'd be using the power from the wall to charge the battery. And the power electronics are all located inside this block. Let's look at another example. Here we have a portable battery pack. And usually you have to charge this up first. So when we're charging this battery, the source is USB power, maybe from your computer, and the load is the battery pack. The power electronics and the battery pack are both located inside of this pack. For another example, we'll look at a little bit larger power. Here we have a photovoltaic solar panel that is powering the AC grid. So in this case, the PV panel is the source, and the load, we need to put that power to the AC grid. So the power grid is the load. And we have the power electronics in between them to transfer the power from the PV panel to the power grid. The last example is a wind turbine. So this is a larger power example. Here we're taking wind power and changing that power grid is our load. So we've learned today that power electronics is all around us at different parts of our lives. Electronics is used to properly transfer power from the source to the load.
So hope you understood. Huh? I have given the link also. If you want, you can watch later also. Okay. So I think now we are clear. What is power electronics? What is its application in day-to-day life, on domestic industries, power system sector, etc. So we conclude that this power electronic system is everywhere. Like a cell phone signal, it is everywhere. Without that, we can't have our sophisticated life. That's a conclusion we can get. Okay. In fact, emerging trend is electric vehicle. This is a rough block diagram of electric vehicle. You can see that here majorly we are having a power converters. We are having DC to DC converter, DC to AC converter, and etc. for on-boarding and off-board charge, etc. Okay. And for electrical vehicle, the source and motors can be differ. Source will be battery, but motor can be, in the case of heavy electric vehicles, you will have induction motor. But for low vehicles, we will have a BLDC or SRM, some other motor, whatever may be. But immediately we need the converters. Like that, for charging a battery also, you need converter, which is the emerging one. Obviously, without power electronic system, we cannot have or we cannot design a electric vehicle. Okay. So why it is so popular? I told it has been invented just a few decades back, not long back. Within a few decades, how it has got its popularity. So it should have some major advantages. Am I correct? So what are all the advantages? You just guess. I will go to next slide so that you can understand, you can verify. Just take a few seconds and guess. What are all maybe the advantages of power electronic system over the conventional system? For example, in the early days, in home we had a conventional ceiling fan regulator. Have you seen? It will be a box structure which will be occupying more space like that. But nowadays we are having a compact electronic regulator. No, nowadays nobody like that older regulator. Like that, if you take speed control of motor, in lab we are doing by using rheostat. That is conventional method. The purpose there is to understand the technique. The purpose there is to understand technique. But if you go to industries, there virtually will not do manually. Or we'll have smart control system where we'll essentially we need of power converters, power line controllers to control the speed of the connected motor. Okay. Why it is so? So these are all the major advantages of power electronic system. First advantage is fast dynamic response. What do you mean by it? Fast dynamic response. Assume that the motor is rotating at a particular speed. You want to change the speed. So in industry, it is expected the change over of speed will be happen in a few seconds. You know, lab, how much time you take to change speed of the motor? You will adjust the rheostat position. For changing speed of the motor, you will take few minutes. But if you go to industries, if you took a few minutes for changing the speed of the motor, then the efficiency, that is productivity of industry will get affected. So industry will not like it. Industries expect to get the changeover of speed or response quickly, as quick as possible. Mean that the dynamic response is fast in the case of power line system because it is an electronic system. Very quickly you can get the change in output. Second one is high efficiency of conversion. So by using power line converters, the efficiency will be very high compared to the conventional system. Just take the same example. So in the lab, we are controlling speed by using a by using rheostat. You can't take your hand near to rheostat. You can observe a lot of it. you can realize a lot amount of heat dissipation, mean that the losses are very high. By rheostatic method, that is conventional method, the losses are very high. Just for learning purpose you can do, but in actual practice it is not an efficient one. So by means of Polarani system, we can have a high efficient conversion, mean that losses will be very less. Third one is the compact size and lightweight. And I told last one example now. Take regulator itself, ceiling fan regulator. Early days is conventional, which will occupy more space. Nowadays, present regulator will occupy very small space, and it will be lightweight. And similarly, if you take a Polarani system, it doesn't need any maintenance. Like that, we can expect a good life also. And another thing is, by using a Polarani system, we can incorporate digital or microprocessor based control. That is, you can incorporate the intelligent controllers, not only digital or microprocessor, you can incorporate DSP or anything. So nowadays, we are moving towards industry 4.0, and we are very shortly we are moving to industry 5.0. Industry 5.0 means there will be no manual action. Everything will be automatic, complete automatic. Nowadays we are having a manual operation in some places, but in industry 5.0 it will be complete automatic. The artificial intelligence will rule over it, and it will completely take over the entire process. It itself will identify the fault, it itself will rectify, it will inform to human concerned person through mobile. Everything will be automated. There is no need of, absolute need of human power for the operation, but we need a human brain. So we can say that future will be for the skilled persons. Future will be for the person who is having better skills, better knowledge, better attitude, who is more sharp. Okay, not for a normal human being, because early days we need a qualified person who need a persons to take over the work manually, but nowadays the industry is expecting a person who is able to monitor from remote, who is able to guide the machine from remote. Mean that you should be faster than machine, you should be smart than machine, you should be more sharp than the machine. Okay, then only can guide the machines. So this can be implemented only by with the Polarani system, not with conventional system. By using rheostat you cannot implement IoT or something else. Only with the Polarani system you can implement the IoT or any latest technologies. So that is possible with Polarani system. That's why nowadays the Polarani systems are becoming very popular. Compared to early days, the growth in Polarani system is very rapid, not high. I not say high, it is rapid growth. So that it's becoming more popular nowadays, and shortly without Polarani system we cannot have any industrial or domestic application. Okay, that's the reason. And do you know it has any disadvantage? Obviously, if you take any system in the world or human being, when there is a merit, there will be a few demerits will be there. You can't find out a system without demerit. Yeah, can anyone guess and say what is the demerit of Polarani system in the chat box, or unmute and mic say please. I don't know whether you are listening or not. Can anyone unmute and say what will be the demerit of Polarani system? We discussed advantages. What is the demerit of Polarani system? Unmute and say, can anyone please? Or I will call name. Or you want me to call name, or you will say yourself? Shanmugapriyan சொல்லுங்க பாப்போம். Shanmugapriyan. Shanmugapriyan, can you unmute your mic and say what is the demerit of Polarani system? Can you tell your opinion? No, no response. Am I audible? Am I audible or not? Yes, anyone?
Sir, cost will be high, sir.
Yeah, good. Cost will be high. Correct. Shanmugapriyan Akshay மட்டும் answer பண்ணாங்க. Shanmugapriyan இல்லையா? What about Shanmugapriyan? I'm shouting Shanmugapriyan. No response. Ashwin Kumar. இந்த முதல் கிளாஸ்லயே ஆள் இல்லையா? Ashwin Kumar.
Sir.
தூங்க போயிட்டாரோ?
Sir.
Yeah, good. Janani.
இருக்கேன் சார்.
இப்பதான் வராரு. இருக்கீங்களா ஷண்முகம்? என்ன இவ்வளவு நேரம் ஆகுது?
கேக்குதா சார்?
சொல்லுங்க
சார். ஹலோ சார். சார் எனக்கு
Yes.
பிரேக் ஆகுது சார்.
கேக்குதா கிளியரா இல்லையா?
சார் இல்ல சார் பிரேக் ஆயிட்டு அப்பப்ப எக்ஸிட் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கு சார். பிரேக் ஆகுது சார் பேசுறது. நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா சார்?
எனக்கு கேக்குதுப்பா, உனக்கு கேக்குது.
சார் பிரேக் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கு.
கேக்குது. ஐ எம் ஆடிபிள். ஐ எம் ஏபிள் டு ஹியர். எனக்கு கேக்குதுப்பா.
சார் டேட்டா முடிஞ்சு சார்.
Hello?
90% தான் சார், ஒண்ணுமே கிளியரா இருக்க மாட்டேங்குது.
எனதா?
ஹலோ
ஹலோ, எனக்கு கேக்குதுப்பா. ஹலோ,
இப்ப கேக்குது சார். இப்ப கேக்குது சார். Hello,
சொல்லுங்க. இப்ப கேக்குதா? வீடியோல தெரிஞ்சதா
கேக்குது
இல்லையா?
சார்,
வீடியோல
கேக்குது
போட்டு தெரிஞ்சதா
சார்.
வீடியோல?
அப்பப்ப எக்ஸிட் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கு சார். எக்ஸிட் ஆயிட்டே இருந்துச்சு சார் எனக்கு. ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா
இல்ல
வெளில
உனக்கா
போயிட்டே
மத்த எல்லாருக்குமே
இருந்துச்சு. இப்ப கேக்குது, இப்ப கேக்குது சார். இல்ல எனக்கு மட்டும் தான் சார்.
இல்லப்பா.
எனக்கு டேட்டா முடிஞ்சு 90% யூசேஜ்னு வந்துருச்சு.
ஓ
அதான்
அதனாலயா?
வெளில போயிட்டே இருக்கு.
சரிம்மா சரிம்மா.
ஆமா சார்.
Okay, this மத்தவங்களுக்கு கேக்குதா? What about others? Can anyone other one say? Is it audible or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
No
sir.
problem, no. வீடியோல audible இருந்ததா?
No, sir.
வீடியோல கேட்டதா? வீடியோ clear இருந்ததா? Whether video was clear?
இருக்கு sir. Clear, clear.
Video clear? Clear. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, good. Demerit is, as your friend told, cost is not major demerit. It is depends on system. Once again, we can say, we can generally we can't say it is costly. Okay? It depends on system. In some system, the Boltronic will be costlier one, but in some system it will be economical. It depends. Major demerit is this Boltronic system will introduce more harmonics. The Boltronic system will be introducing more harmonics. What do you mean by harmonics? Harmonics and enna? இப்ப சொன்னாலே ஒரு friend noise இருக்கு center. The other name for noise is harmonic. This noise is the term used in the communication engineering. Okay, the equivalent term in electrical engineering is harmonics. Equivalent term in the electrical engineering is harmonics. Harmonics is nothing but unwanted signal. Harmonics is nothing but unwanted signal. The signal other than the fundamental frequency is called as harmonics. Signal other than the fundamental frequency is called as harmonics. The signal other than the 50 hertz is called as harmonics. Okay, so the Boltzmann system will introduce a lot of harmonics. That is, it will distort the sine wave. The Boltzmann systems will distort the sine wave. That is side effect of Boltzmann system. If you to go to the doctor, they will give medicine, but obviously our disease will get cured, but there will be a surely side effect. Similarly, the Boltzmann system will introduce a harmonics which will affect the performance of connected load, because the Boltzmann system will distort the sine wave. Boltzmann system will make the sine wave impure. Boltzmann system will make the sine wave impure. Generator output is a pure sinusoidal wave. But because of Boltzmann system, if you trace the waveform in our utility side by using a precise DSO or oscilloscope, it will be non-sinusoidal. It will not be exactly sinusoidal. Then you can observe some ups and downs in the sinusoidal. Okay, it's because it is nothing but noise. As you told, noise. No, noise. It is not a noise. Is a term used in communication engineering. In the electrical engineering, we call it as harmonics. That's a major drawback of power electronic system. Okay, that you can realize. Actually, you are having inverter in your home now. Without seeing by rotation of fan, can you identify whether fan is rotating in EB supply or inverter? Can anyone unmute and say? By just visualizing the rotation of fan, can you say whether the fan is rotating in inverter or EB supply? சொல்ல முடியுமா சொல்ல முடியாதா? Fan சுத்தறத வச்சு அது இன்வெர்டர் சுத்துதா?
நோ சார்.
சொல்லலாமேமா தெரியும். ஃபேன் கட் ஆயிட்டு பவர் சப்ளை கட் ஆயிட்டு இன்வெர்டர் போச்சுன்னா ஃபேன் சுத்துறதுல ஒரு சின்ன சேஞ்ச் தெரியும். சின்ன ஒரு என்ன சொல்றது ஸ்மூத் ரொட்டேஷன் கிடைக்கும். கொஞ்சம் அது என்னது அது மீன் தட் we are not getting smooth rotation as like EB power supply. Just a minute, ஒரு நிமிஷம். Sorry, so when fan rotating, obviously you can see the difference in speed. பார்த்திருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? So why? Because of harmonics. The inverter output, inverter is a power electronic system. Inverter is a power electronic system. There the output will be slightly distorted. It will be slightly non-sinusoidal, so that the rotation of fan will have a little bit friction. That you can realize if you clearly watch the rotation of fan. Okay. Okay. So the main disadvantage of this power electronic system is introduction of harmonics. Second disadvantage is the power electronics will affect the power factor of system. The power electronic components will affect the power factor of the system. This power factor becomes very poor. What is the importance of power factor? Why it should be good? Yeah, it's a general question. Always will say that the power factor should be good. It should not go low. Why it is so? Yeah, anyone? Unmute and say. Why the power factor of system should not go low? Yeah, can anyone say what is power factor? How will define the power factor?
வோல்டேஜ் அண்ட் கரண்ட் கூட ரிலேஷன் தானே சார்?
என்ன ரிலேஷன் சொல்லுங்க. What is the definition of power factor? What is the definition for power factor? Cos theta இல்லையா? Cos theta தானே? Yeah, anyone? Or am I audible or not?
எஸ் சார்.
சொல்லுங்க, வேற டெஃபினிஷன் இருக்கா? பவர் ஃபேக்டர் வேற டெஃபினிஷன் இருக்கா?
இல்ல.
குட் குட். யார் சொன்னது? ரியலி ஐ வாண்ட் டு நோ த நேம். Anton, really good, excellent. That's a correct answer. As an electrical engineer, if you ask what is power factor, you should say it is the ratio of real power to apparent power. ஏன் சார் அப்படி? ஏன் சார் நீங்க என்ன புக்கில் மட்டும் காஸ்டா போடுறீங்க? நீங்க இப்ப சொல்லாம திட்டுறீங்க. திட்டல நானே. ஏன்னு சொல்றீங்க? ஒரு இப்ப இன்டர்வியூ போறீங்க, 3 பேர்ட்ட ஒரே கொஸ்டின் கேட்பாங்க. வாட் இஸ் பவர் ஃபேக்டர் கேட்பாங்க. நீ சிரிச்சிட்டு இருப்ப. என்னடா இந்த லூசா இருப்பான பேர் இப்ப வாட் இஸ் பவர் ஃபேக்டர் சும்மா சில்லியா கேட்கறானுங்க வாட் இஸ் பவர் ஃபேக்டர். என்ன பண்ணிருப்ப? கண்டிப்பா பாரு டக்குன்னு ஆன்சர் பண்ணல யாருமே. ஒருத்தர் வந்து காசிட்டாவன்னு ஆமான்றீங்க ஒருத்தர். அப்புறமா தான் கடைசியா ஆன்டர் வந்து ரேஷியோ ஆஃப் ரியல் போட் அப்பரண்ட் பவர். இமீடியட்டா நீ என்ன சொல்லனா ரேஷியோ ஆஃப் ரியல் போட் அப்பரண்ட் பவர். அப்படி யார் சொல்றாங்களோ அவன் செலக்டட். ஏன் சார் அப்படி? ஏன் அப்படி? ஏன் காசிட்டா அப்படியே எல்லா புக்லயும் போட்டுறீங்க? அப்படிலாம் என்ன அர்த்தம்? நீங்க பாலிசி புக் வாங்கிருக்க மாட்டீங்க. பாலிசி புக் வாங்கின அப்புறம் பாருங்க. பாலிசி புக்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு இடத்துல பவர் ஃபேக்டர் ஈக்குவல் டு காஸ் தீட்டா போட்டிருந்தா ஐ வில் கிவ் யூ எனிதிங் இஃப் யூ வாட் எவர் யூ டிமாண்ட். ஐ வில் சேலஞ்ச். பவர் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் புக்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு இடத்துல பவர் ஃபேக்டர் ஈக்குவல் டு காஸ் தீட்டா போட்டிருந்தால் ஐ வில் கிவ் வாட் எவர் யூ டிமாண்ட். பட் சர்க்யூட் தியரி புக் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா பவர் ஃபேக்டர் ஈக்குவல் டு காஸ் தீட்டா தான் போட்டிருப்பாங்க. சர்க்யூட் தியரி, பேசிக் எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் புக்ஸ் எந்த புக் எடுத்தீங்கனாலும் பவர் ஃபேக்டர் ஈக்குவல் காஸ் தீட்டான்னு போட்டு, மிஷின்ஸ் எடுத்தாலும் பவர் ஃபேக்டர் ஈக்குவல் காஸ் தீட்டான்னு போட்டிருப்பாங்க. ஏன் அப்படி சார்? ஏன் பவர் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் காஸ் தீட்டான்னு பிடிக்காதோ? That the reason is the definition for cos theta is applicable only if both voltage and current waveform is pure sinusoidal. You have to remember this. The definition cos theta is applicable only if both voltage and current waveform is pure sinusoidal. If suppose any one of waveform is non-sinusoidal, then the definition is not applicable. But the definition real power to apparent power is applicable to all the cases. There is no constraint. That's a generalized definition. The definition real power to apparent power is a generalized definition which is applicable to all the cases. There is no constraint. So in the interview, if you ask a question, you can say like this: power factor equal to cos theta provided both voltage and current waveform is pure sinusoidal. Otherwise, general definition is real power by apparent power. Then they will impress on your answer. They will immediately consider you for your appointment. So they will conclude that you are strong, very strong in subject. Okay. So this power factor will be get affected because of power electronic components. Why? Let it get affected. What is the problem? Why the power factor should not go low? Why the power factor of the system should not go low? What will happen if it goes low? Enough. Yeah, anyone answer please. You know that power equal to VI cos theta. AC power equal to VI cos theta. Voltage is constant. Yeah, voltage is constant. சொல்லுங்க பவர் ஃபேக்டர் கம்மியானா
பவர் லாஸஸ் ஆகும் சார்.
வோல்டேஜ் ஃபிளக்சுவேட் ஆகாது, கரண்ட் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும் இல்லையா, கரண்ட் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். P equal to VI cos theta. Voltage is at rated value. Voltage is always at rated value, constant value. இல்லையா, power also constant. If you take ஒரு ceiling fan எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், power is constant. So connected load is constant, power is constant, voltage also constant. So I and cos theta is variable parameter. So by cos theta is increased, current will reduce. If cos theta is reduced, current will increase. So power factor reduced, automatically current drawn by the load will get increased. புரியுதா? இப்போ யூடியூப் பார்க்குறீங்க, வீடியோ போட்டீங்க, டவுன்லோட் டேட்டா அதிகமாக அப்சர்வ் ஆகும். இதே நான் இப்போ வெறும் இப்போ ஸ்லைடு எல்லாம் பேசிட்டு இருந்தேன்னா உங்களுக்கு கிளாரிட்டி இன்னும் அதிகமாகும். பிகாஸ் இட் வில் கன்சியூம் லெஸ் டேட்டா. Depends like that. If cos theta is power factor reduced, automatically the current will increase. So by once current is increased, automatically I square R loss, copper loss will increase, mean that efficiency of system will come down. So it is a necessity that power factor of the system should be maintained constant. If you take our LT consumers, if domestic consumers, the EB will not bother about power factor. But if you take our college or hospitals, we call it as bulk consumer. Our college is called bulk consumer. There the EB will monitor the power factor also. Our college power factor is monitored by EB. If it is goes down, they will put heavy penalty in lakhs. They will put penalty in lakhs because the EB will be much bothering about power factor. So that because in our college we are having mostly induction motors, automatically the power factor will come down, but it should not be allowed. What we'll do is in our college we are having a capacitor bank. You are not visited our college substation, go and visit one day. You can see that there will be a capacitor bank in our college substation. So what will happen is depends upon the load, we will switch on switch off the capacitor bank so that power factor will be maintained at the required level. Otherwise the EB will put heavy penalty. So the maintenance power factor is most important. That will be pulled down by using a Paul line components. So that's a second major disadvantage of Paul line system. So the major disadvantage of Paul line system is these two. Otherwise it is having a more major advantages. Regarding operation, regarding utility side, it is having more advantages, but it has hidden disadvantages. It has a hidden disadvantage, just like medicine. If what will happen, if you feel fever, what will do? Immediately will take tablet. So if you will get cured, so you will feel happy, but unknowingly it will affect your body. That is hiddenly happen. It will happen hiddenly. That you don't know. If you take tablets continuously without the knowledge of doctor, without proper guidance, it will lead to this major damage. At the time you come to know that because of side effect of tablets, this has happened. Like that, unknowingly this fault-line components will corrupt the power system. Slowly it will corrupt power system. Slow poison. You have to regulate then and there. Otherwise, if not regulating then and there, automatically it will collapse the entire power system. Okay. So these are all the merits and demerits of power electronic system. So we understood that the power electronic components is essential for the present day life, and it has a certain major advantages, few disadvantages. So next we will discuss what is the content of power electronic system, or what is generalized block diagram of power electronic system. I think 5 more minutes there. I will wind up. Don't worry. It's afternoon time. You will feel boring. Okay. Or we will continue next class. Exactly two more minutes is that. I think so. Okay, this is the, with this I will stop. This is the block diagram arrangement of power electronic system. What it consists of? It consists of power source, power controller or converter, load, sensing and feedback unit, control unit. These are all the various blocks of power electronic system. Okay. What this block diagram implies? And you know that the power source is available one. It can be AC supply or DC supply. Generally available supply is fixed AC in for domestic as well as industrial appliances. But the connected load can be anything. Connected load can be work on AC or DC. So for example, connect DC motor, it will work on DC supply. Okay. If you connect an AC motor, no problem, it will work on AC supply. but generally available supply is fixed AC. So by chance load is a DC motor, then this fixed AC should be converted into variable DC. This job will be done by this power controller or converter. This power controller or converter will convert this available supply to the requirement of load. If suppose load is a DC motor, available supply is a fixed AC, this power controller is nothing but a rectifier which will convert this AC into DC. If suppose load is the AC fan, like a ceiling fan, then this power controller is nothing but regulator. It's nothing but regulator which will convert this fixed AC into variable AC. It will not convert it, instead it will control. It will convert this fixed AC into variable AC. It will control the voltage, that's all. Okay, so this power controller is the heart of the system which will convert or control the available power, hence the load can get the required level of power. And in fact most of the system will be a closed loop system. If you go to industries, most of this Poltronic system will be a closed loop system. So obviously we need a feedback unit and control unit. Okay, so this feedback unit will sense the condition of load. It will measure, if a load is a motor, this feedback unit will measure the speed, actual speed of the motor. Okay, it will sense current also. That is given as a input to the control unit. The control unit basically consists of firing circuit, triggering circuit, which will switch on the devices in the power controller. Okay, if a devices, power controller can have a MOSFET or IGBT, any device, that will be switched on and off by using this control unit. Okay, so this control unit will get the input signal from the feedback unit, and which can be where the user can give command also. So the control unit will compare the command signal with the actual signal. According to the error signal, it will generate the firing pulse so that the output of the power control will get changed. Hence, the load will get the required supply, mean that the required condition will be maintained at the load. Okay, so this is the generalized block diagram of power electronic system. From this block diagram you can easily understand it's a closed loop system. Using that, the load will be give the required performance by getting the required nature of power supply. In some places the power source can be DC also. If you take battery operated vehicle, there the source is DC. There if you go to IIT Chennai, there they will have a battery operated vehicle. There the battery will be DC, the source will be DC, motor also DC motor, but this power controller will control the speed of the motor by using this rectifier or some other arrangement. Okay, this is the generalized block diagram of Poltronic system. Okay, with this we can achieve the required performance on the connected load. Okay, with this I will stop today's lecture. Continue tomorrow remaining. So in the next class we will discuss what are the various basic types of power converters, what is the content of syllabus, what are the books we can follow slowly, and we can start our actual content of the syllabus. Okay, I think so far you are clear on what is Poltronics, where it is used, and what are all the advantages of Poltronic, and what is the disadvantage, what is the block diagram of Poltronic system, or what it consists of. I think you are sure, I'm sure you are clear on this part. Whether you have any doubt on this part, if you have any doubt on this part, please type on chat box, no problem. Yeah, anybody has any doubt, please type on chat box so that I can answer now, or if needed I prepare an answer by tomorrow. Yes, I expect a response. Anybody has any doubt on the so far class?